Hello CTP Nation, welcome back to another video. The sport of motocross is growing faster than ever. Because of this, there are a lot of new riders coming into the sport. A huge mistake I see with new riders is getting the wrong bike from the start. It's important to get a bike that enables you to learn so that you don't ride over your head, make mistakes, and hurt yourself. With that said, in today's video, we will be analyzing 3 different beginner trail bikes to see which is the best in terms of suspension, handling, engine and performance, and overall value for the price. The first bike we are looking at today is the DRZ 125. Now the average price for this bike is $1,000 to $2,000 according to Facebook Marketplace. For suspension and comfort, I give this bike a 2 out of 5. The suspension on this bike is not built for adult riders. I am only 130 pounds and I'm still bottoming out. Riding it felt stiff and choppy. For handling, I give this bike a 4 out of 5. Because the bike is so light, it's super easy to maneuver. This bike would be perfect for beginners because if you're picking your bike up off the ground, a light bike like this one would make it super easy. For engine and performance, I give this bike a 3 out of 5. The bottom end seems to drag and you have really short gears, so you're shifting up a lot. The top end is better, but you accelerate so slow that it makes it hard to actually get into those top gears. For its overall value, I give the bike a 3 out of 5. You get what you pay for. It's a good bike for children or women because of how light it is, and because the bike is not very aggressive. Overall, I give the DRZ a score of 12 out of 20. The next bike we will be looking at is the TTR 125. This bike sits around $1,500 to $3,500 according to Facebook Marketplace. For suspension and comfort, I give this bike a 4 out of 5. It's better than the DRZ and you really notice the difference. You can actually hit jumps on this bike and you won't bottom out, but the front suspension is very short. So when you hit big jumps, you're going to be landing on your back tire a lot more than your front. For handling, I give this bike a 4 out of 5. It's easy to turn and move around, and the frame really feels flexible. It's very responsive. For engine and performance, I give this bike 4 out of 5. The bottom end has a lot of power, but the top end is mid. It has very quick acceleration, longer gears, and smooth shifts. For value and price, I give this bike a 4 out of 5. There are so many TTRs on the market, so if you don't like the price of one bike, you can always look for another one that's cheaper. Because there are so many, the parts are cheap, and this bike is pretty reliable. It will take a lot to get it not running. Overall, I give the TTR 125 a score of 16 out of 20. The last bike we will be looking at today is the KLX 140. Now, the average price for this bike sits at $2,500 to $3,500, which is a lot higher than the other 2 bikes on our list. For suspension and comfort, I give this bike a 5 out of 5. Overall, this bike is a taller bike, which means it has taller suspension, especially in the front end. When you're riding, it feels like luxury compared to the other 2 bikes. The braking bumps don't really affect you and you can actually hit jumps. Another big plus on this bike is it has an electric start. So for beginner riders, you won't have to spend all your time kicking it when you stall. You can just hit a button and get going again. For handling, I gave this bike a 4 out of 5. It's very similar to the TTR, but the only difference is the bike is a lot heavier because of the electric parts. For engine and performance, I give this bike a 4 out of 5. It has longer bottom end gears, so it's great for trail riding. The top end is fast and you accelerate quickly. For the value of this bike, I give it a 3 out of 5. It is very expensive for a starting bike. You can find better ones for much cheaper. Another downside to this bike is how difficult it is to find parts. I spent almost a month searching for just a back fender plastic. There's not really anything out there on the market. I give the KLX 140 an overall score of 16 out of 20. You might not agree with my scores, and that's okay. Dirt bikes are different for everyone, and these are just my scores based off my experiences with the bike. Different bikes will behave differently, and maybe my suspension was just off, resulting in different suspension scores. It's up to you to find the bike that fits well for you. I just thought I'd share a little bit so you have a good idea of where you can start looking. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and could take something out of it. Please hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.